this team's not finishing last. Have you seen San Jose? Have you seen Anaheim? This team's not finishing in last. They're going to get better.
The Sharks have won 4 out of 5 games. Just saying.
Well, okay.
We wanted to talk with you about a number of things, mostly the Nashville Predators, because they got off clearly to a horrible start, lost their first 5 games of the season. They are, I believe, 4-7-1, dead last in the Central Division. They got shut out by the Kings on Monday, and obviously they did a lot in the offseason. After Monday's shutout, General Manager Barry Trotz went on Stillman and Company with Jared Stillman on 102.5 The Game and threatened to rebuild. Sean, if you could play that audio.
We got on the road for a little bit. I'm trying to do some things right now. We will be limited a little bit because of some of the contracts that we do have. If we don't get it going, then I'm going to start our rebuild plan a little bit. What we did in the summer was, as I say, fantasy hockey until we become a good team. If we do not become a good team, then we're going to see a lot more of our kids starting their process.
Now, Petey, that is a threat of a rebuild. Sean, if you could just throw up the most recent things the Preds have done. They signed an aging goaltender to a big contract. They signed an old legend to a big contract. They signed an old legend to a big contract. They signed Brady Skjei. I don't know how we're going to describe that, but a 30-year-old defenseman to a big contract, and they traded their top prospect.
First of all, I have some issues with the way that those things were classified. Saros is 29, still under. He is aging. You're correct. Stamkos legend, yes. Marchessault, I would not say is a legend.
Yeah,
and I don't like the stray that Brady Skjei got there either.
I didn't mean to, but I did legend, and then Brady Skjei is. I mean, he's a legend to me.
Yeah,
I love the guy. Do I consider him a friend? Yes. Do I consider him a good friend? Yes. But after I've said Steven Stamkos, I don't want to just act like I'm calling everybody a legend.
Yeah.
When I run into Brady Skjei at parties, I say like,
"What up, you legend?
Skjei, you legend."
Yeah. Okay.
And he says like, "Oh, what's up, bitch?" And I'm like, Brady, people say you're a nice guy. Don't call me bitch.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, this is
Brady's
weird.
never called me a bitch.
He hasn't, to your knowledge.
Yeah.
He's called you that to me.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for watching the channel.
We appreciate everybody who checks out our stuff, but 80% of our viewers are not actually subscribed to this page, so if you could smash that subscribe button, it would go a very long way for us.
The more subscriptions we have, the more visibility we get from YouTube, which allows us to do more.
So press that button. Thank you.
This is very weird in a lot of directions because, I mean, like what the Predators have done recently suggests that this is a weird thing to do, but also, are people panicking over the Predators and their starts? Like, we all acknowledge that it's not good, but has anybody thrown out the word rebuild before Barry Trotz? Or is this just him being like, hey, if you fuckers don't figure this out, I'm pulling this car over?
Yeah, a little bit early, don't you think? Like, good God, you've got these guys. And the good news is not only do you have all those guys signed, you have them signed this year plus 3 more. So I don't know how you do a rebuild because I'm sure there's not everybody chomping at the bit to get a hold of Marchessault and Stamkos right now in the trade market. Maybe I'm wrong because, Stamkos is still looking for his first 5-on-5 goal and Marchessault has 1. Buddy, they have huge issues in their offense, but blowing up the team, they got points in 5 of their last 7. I know it's not turning the ship completely around. They're still in last place in the Western Conference. This team's not finishing last. Have you seen San Jose? Have you seen Anaheim? This team's not finishing in last. They're going to get better.
The Sharks have won 4 out of 5 games. Just saying.
Well, okay. There's love, I guess. Celebrating. We'll see. I'll take that all day. I'll take the Preds over the Sharks after game 82, but we'll see. I don't think that's time. Clearly, the blow-up thing is a threat to the room. It's to make everybody go, oh, my God, let's panic. The guys in the room feel bad enough. This locker room's a mess. You've got a lot of leaders. You got a lot of people that have won in that locker room, and losing stinks. And guys are grumpy, and they're pissed. And when you get like that in a room, it's hard to shake that. And it gets to be, hey, Stamkos, where's that goal? When are you going to score for us and help us for that $8 million you're getting? Hey, Marchessault, buddy, let's go. And I think that the fingers start pointing, and it's hard to get out of it. It's hard to dig out of it. And unfortunately, the guy, it's not going to be Trotz getting any blame. He's the new architect. It's going to be Brunette. And I think at some point, it's only a second season in Nashville, but at some point, if they're still floundering after another 10 games, put him on the list of the guys that is now back in the hot seat, because this team needs to be doing better than this. They're 29th in offense, 29th. In this league, like with the players they have on this team, that is unacceptable. This should be a top 10 team in production and goals against. They're 26th. Like they're bottom third in those two major categories. Saros is better than that. He's only given up 2 in his last 2 starts. So hopefully they started to turn it around, but they're in dire straits there. A rebuild is just absurd. I mean, but DJ, they do have 5 picks in the first 2 rounds this year. So maybe you start it. Maybe you kickstart it.
So they could supplement. They're not going to have a lot of cap space to do it. And they do have those picks. You mentioned that they're 29th in offense and should be top 10. They were top 10 last year. They're scoring nearly a goal, 0.8 of a goal less per game than they did last season. And you mentioned the new guys fitting in. Who leads the team in points for the Predators? Philip Forsberg. Who's second? Ryan O'Reilly. Who's after that? UC Saros. So it's not UC Saros. I'm sorry, Roman Yossi.
That'd be a real bad place.
Nyquist, Yossi. You're right. It's all the guys. Right. It's the old guys.
The usual suspects, the guys who have been there, are fine, and it's just the new guys haven't adjusted. That's surprising to me. I don't think that should end up falling on Andrew Burnett, because I think that he showed last year that he's a good coach, and also they went off last season after the whole U2 debacle. I'm wondering, is this an attempt to sound an alarm and send a shot across the bow when it worked last year, that maybe now you say, hey, Steven Stamkos, I'm going to play some kids. We're going to play some kids instead of you if you don't get your act together. Or do you think that this is just trying to send some sort of message?
But without a doubt, it's Trotz. He was a coach. He knows how to push buttons inside the room. This is just a complete message. It's not to the media, it's to the players. It's, hey guys, I assembled a team that we thought was going to be pretty good. I had this team competing for the Central Division title. I didn't have them in last. The one thing when you talk about their goal production, though, DJ, they are horrific. 29th, and you talked about them top 10 last year. They're still 3rd in the league in shots on goal. And you keep waiting for that shooting percentage to improve. Like, that shooting percentage is the worst in the league. Like, you think at some point these are going to start to fall. And I think what the hope with Trotz is he's starting to push those buttons. You put Stamkos in the middle of the 3rd line right now. You kind of demoted him, said, hey, buddy, let's get it going. I think there's a lot of message sending. Do I think Burnett's in trouble? No. It's kind of like what we said with Edmonton a year ago. Horrible start, and they figured it out. Nashville went on that run after the U2 concert. Again, it's you hope this team reaches the status where they should be. This is a good hockey team. You talk about, the legend, Skjei, maybe a stretch, but Yossi, Saros between the pipes. This is a good hockey team, but they're going to have to figure it out pretty soon. You're 12 games in. You got to figure it out, because you know what? American Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and they are going to have to put on a big push before they get to Thanksgiving.
We all silly like the mayor.